7.7 FM, Idoekiti, and it's 8 a.m. This morning. And when it's this time of the day, you should know or you would remember that it's that moment where we go through the national dailies and see stories making rounds for, the day. Reading from the newspapers to you this morning, how stories, how these dailies have been able to cover some of the events that have unfolded in recent days. My name is Oladoyin Ayegbusi. Good morning and welcome once again to the Daily Dose. Nation newspaper this morning. In the Hope newspaper, EXU alumni buy nomination forms for Yubanji's second term. Ondo parties step up mobilization for CVR. All of these stories and some others, so we'll bring you details of them after this breather. Please stay with us.
Hello, good people of Ekiti State and its environment. For your private, political, family, or club meetings, and so on, of not more than 50 to 100 participants, we introduce to you Adamimogo Event Hall. Yes! Right at Oladoyin Palace, Adamimogo 107.7 FM's compound, Ido Ekiti. Ample parking space, good security, clean environment. You also have the opportunity to book for a media publicity of your event on our fast-growing social media platforms. All these for a talk. Simply visit us at Oladoyin Palace, Ido Ekiti, or call the following numbers for more inquiries: 0803 526 5812 or 0916 340 0878 or 0806 511 4430. You can also call 0806 380 8891 at Adamimogo Event Hall. We are waiting for your patronage.
All right, welcome back. Now let's go into the details of those headlines. But if you're just joining us, this is the Daily Dose on Adamimogo 107.7 FM Ido-Ekiti, where we're reading to you this morning stories as written and reported in the national dailies. Now let's go into the details again of those headlines, and I begin my story from Omo. I begin the stories from ones that are related to Ekiti State here. From the Punch newspaper this morning, Oyebanji recalls Information Commissioner after Cabinet dissolution. It says that the Ekiti State Governor, Biodun Abayomi Oyebanji, has recalled Taiwo Latubosun to the State Executive Council as Commissioner for Information barely a week after dissolving the Cabinet. The move was confirmed in a letter, or the move was confirmed in a recall letter signed by the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Habibat Adubiaro, and dated August 18, 2025. The letter stated that Olatubosun, a former Deputy Speaker of the Ekiti State House of Assembly, is to continue to function as Commissioner for Information, with the recall taking effect immediately. The Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Oladoyin Ayegbusi, announced the development in a statement on Monday. He said, and I quote, the Ekiti State Governor, Biodun Oyebanji, has recalled former Commissioner for Information Rights, Honorable Taiwo Latubosun, back to the State Executive Council. The recall is with immediate effect. Well, see details of the development in the Punch newspaper. You recall that about a week ago, there was the dissolution of the state cabinet, and the former, now the recalled information was also among those who were dissolved. But now he has been recalled. But see details again in the Punch newspaper this morning, as well as other newspapers. Oyebanji recalls Information Commissioner after cabinet dissolution. And in the Hope newspaper, ex-alumni buy nomination forms for Yubanji's second term. It says that in anticipation of his bid for a second term as governor of Ekiti State under the umbrella of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC COM 2026, the Alumni Association of Ekiti State University, EXU, under the aegis of the EXU Alumni Solidarity Group for BAO, has thrown its way behind Governor Biodun Oyebanji. The group demonstrated its support by purchasing both the expression of interest and nomination forms for the governor, signaling its commitment to his re-election bid. Representatives of the group were at the National Secretariat of the party in Abuja on Monday to pick the forms in fulfillment of their promise to give maximum support to State Governor, who is also an alumni of the alumnus, I beg your pardon, of the university. In his words, or in the words of the immediate past president of the alumni, Mr. Dipo Bamishaye, not minding the cost of the form, it was their desire to ensure that Oyebanji, who had not disappointed them during his first term in office, serves the second term as the Constitution approves. Or there were other things that were said from the group there, or the Alumni Association. But see the Hope newspaper for that story. EXU alumni buy nomination forms for Oyebanji's second term. Hope newspaper, Ondo parties step up mobilization for CVR. It says that political parties in Ondo State have expressed, or their effort rather, in mobilizing their members and the residents of the state for the ongoing continuous voter registration CVR exercise in the state. They said that proactive steps have been taken in educating people on the need to take good advantage of the exercise to get themselves registered to be bona fide voters in any election. The party stated this in a separate interview with the Hope newspaper. There were parties like the New Nigerian People's Party (NNPP), the Zenith Labour Party, and other political parties there. The Zenith Labour Party and the NNPP has been, and then also the ADP, that is also the African Democratic Party (ADP), and some other political parties. But see the Hope newspaper to get details of that development. Ondo parties step up mobilization for CVR. And I move to the Vanguard newspaper this morning. By-election violence. By-elections violence. Police prosecute 333 thugs. Government officials in Kano arrest 10 others in Ogun. Comes with this rather, it says violence confirms Canadian court verdict. That's coming from Falano. Now let's see details of that. It says the Kano State Police commanders arraigned no fewer than 333 suspected political thugs, including some government officials, arrested for attempting to disrupt Saturday's election in Gari, Bagua, and Shanono local government areas. The Commissioner for Information, Ibrahim Adamu Bakuri, disclosed this while briefing journalists at the command's headquarters in Bompai. The prosecution is coming as the police arrested 10 suspected cultists who tried to disrupt the election in Ogun. This is just as human rights lawyer Femi Falano, SAN, said the violence and thuggery that marred the by-elections confirmed a Canadian court's ruling which categorized two leading Nigerian parties, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and All Progressives Congress, APC, as terrorist organizations. Well, there were other things that were said, how they were arrested, how they were arrested with dangerous weapons, how they confessed, how the operatives of the Ogun State Police Command arrested 10, and the suspect, the violence confirmed by Canadian court as coming from Falano, and some other, breakdown of the whole development there. It's all detailed in the Vanguard newspaper this morning. By-election violence. Police prosecute 333 thugs. Government officials in Kano arrest 10 in Ogun. Paper this morning. IBB not statesman. Stop lying to yourself. Faritimi counters additional. Now, it says human rights activist and lawyer Dele Faritimi has faulted the description of former military President General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida as a statesman. Faritimi, in a post on X on Tuesday, said celebrating Babangida with such titles only helps to normalize the evils he claimed the former leader visited on Nigerians. Not letting those, I'm quoting his words now, in his words or in his tweets, as they say, not letting these ruinous cretins, exactly what they are, contribute towards the normalization of the evils that they have visited on the people. And this mutual affirmation strategy is what has helped to sustain the evil. IBB is not statesman or is no statesman, and you can stop lying to yourself. End of quote. Those were the words he wrote there on X. His reaction followed a congratulatory message by the former president of the African Development Bank, AFDB, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, who had hailed Babangida as one of Nigeria's foremost elder statesmen in a birthday tribute. Well, I would say you should see the Daily Post for the back and forth if it can be described like that. IBB not statesman, stop lying to yourself. Farotimi counters Adesina. Now let's go to the federal government and see developments coming from there. It says the federal government vows equal response as U.S. tightens visa rule. And I'm reading from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. It says that the U.S. government has mandated Nigerian visa applicants to disclose their social media profiles and activities in the last 5 years, warning that failure to comply with the requirement could potentially result in visa denial. But the federal government, in a swift reaction, said it will reciprocate the new visa policy with equal measures. The U.S. mission in Nigeria issued the warning yesterday via a tweet on its official X handle, saying defaulters could also be denied future entry into the United States. It was reported that the latest visa rule is an expansion of an earlier and similar regulations targeted at international student visa applicants, which require them to list and also remove the privacy setting from their social media handles to allow for a proper vetting for the applications. The mission explained that the regulation is part of efforts by the Trump administration to ensure national security in the ongoing immigration tightening measures. And there were other things there. There were other developments there. But then, the Nigerian government has also reacted, saying that it's going to be vice versa. And now, reacting from the federal government, it says that the spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Kimiebi Ebianfon, said the ministry is aware of the development, having been informed ahead of the announcement by the U.S. mission in Nigeria. He, however, said the federal government will carry out reciprocal action, stressing that U.S. citizens intending to visit Nigeria will be subjected to the same measures. Well, I'll leave you to grab a couple of the Vanguard newspaper to see development of that story. Federal government vows equal response as U.S. tightens visa rules. And FG Malls pay rise for political office holders. It says that the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission has hinted at plans to review the salaries of political office holders in Nigeria, describing current earnings as inadequate, unrealistic, and outdated in the face of rising responsibilities and economic challenges. At a press briefing in Abuja on Monday, the RMAFC chairman, that's the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission, chairman Mohammed Shehu, disclosed that President Bola Tinubu presently earns 1.5 million naira monthly, while ministers receive less than 1 million naira, figure that have remained unchanged since 2008. And I quote now, "You are paying the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1.5 million naira monthly with a proportion of over 200 million people. Everybody believes it is a joke." End of quote. Those were the words of Shehu. He further said, and I quote, "You cannot pay a minister less than 1 million naira per month since 2008 and expect him to put in his best without necessarily being involved in some other things. You pay either a CBN governor or a DG 10 times more than you pay the president. This is just not right. Or you pay him the head of the agency twice times higher than the Attorney General of the Federation. This is absolutely not right." So what this means is probably a review of the salaries of political office holders. But I would leave you to grab a couple of the Punch newspaper to see that development. FG Malls pay rise for political office holders. It's all detailed in the Punch newspaper this morning. Meanwhile, Tinubu's restoring stability hope to Nigeria. That's coming from Okowa. Okowa is the former governor of Delta State. and also the former vice presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the 2023 general elections. Now, let's see details of that story. It says former governor of Delta State, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, said President Bola Tinubu is bringing stability and hope back to Nigeria. Okowa stated this on Monday in Abuja at a national summit organized by the Integrity Group of Nigeria with the same renewed hope agenda through continuity. Okowa, represented by his former special advisor on National Assembly and Intergovernmental Relationships, Pascal Adigwe, stressed the need for Tinubu to continue in office for the people to benefit from his policies. It described Tinubu as an action president who has accepted responsibility, unlike some past leaders. In his words, and I quote now, Tinubu's decision might be tough or rough, but they are yielding positive results. Tinubu is bringing stability, is bringing hope, is taking the bull by the horn, is not referring to issues in the past or how the past was governed. He promised that Nigeria will, that he will come to the saddle and take responsibility. That is what he has done. End of quote. Those were the words of Okowa there. See details in the Punch newspaper this morning. Tinubu restoring stability, hope to Nigeria, coming from newspaper. Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, Oshun declared tomorrow public holiday for Isheshe Day. It says the Lagos State government has declared tomorrow as a work-free day for public servants in commemoration of the Isheshe Day, an annual celebration of Yoruba culture and tradition. As approved by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the holiday is to enable traditional worshippers and the public to fully appreciate or participate in the cultural observation or observance dedicated to promoting and preserving indigenous heritage. Similarly, Ogun State government has also announced tomorrow as public holiday to commemorate the annual Isheshe Day. That was announced in a statement by the special advisor to the governor on information and strategy, Kayode Akimade. Also in Oyo State, the government has declared tomorrow a work-free day, and it was contained by the Secretary to the State Government, Olanike Adeyemo. In Osun State as well, it was also announced by the Commissioner for Home Affairs, Abdul Rashid, and all of this for the celebration of the Isheshe Day. See the Nation newspaper for details of that story. Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, Osun declared tomorrow public holiday for Isheshe Day. And in the Vanguard newspaper, Alafin slams Oni demands revocation of chieftaincy title. It says the Alafin for your Oba Abimbola Kim Owade has faulted the Oni of Ife Oba Eniton Adeyeye Ogunwusi regarding the recent conferment of the chieftaincy title of Okonomo of Yoruba land on Ibadan-based businessman Chief Dotun Sanusi. They are laughing in a statement issued by his Chief Press Secretary, Bode Durojaye, on Monday, described the action of Oni as a direct affront to his authority and the traditional institution he represents. The Alafi emphasized that only he has the exclusive right to confer chieftaincy titles that encompass all of Yoruba land, a right affirmed by the Supreme Court of Nigeria. Well, see that development in the Vanguard newspaper. The back and forth has been going on social media since yesterday. In the Vanguard newspaper, Alafin slams Oni demands revocation of chieftaincy title. All right, quickly before we go, a few reactions before we wrap it up on the show this morning. 0704 700 7701 or 0707 2766278. Good morning.
Good morning, presenter.
Good morning, Mr. Comrade.
I'm happy to join you this morning.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Historically, I think the elders, are you listening, sir?
I am listening. Please go ahead.
The elders in Yoruba land should call Allah into order. Oyo is the political head of Yoruba land. Ife is the traditional head of Yoruba land. Every war that happened in Yoruba land came from Oyo. The traditional home cannot be jettisoned. The Oromia that founded Oyo is from Ile-Ife. How can Alaafin now leave his throne and begin to wage war against Oni? The elders in Yoruba land should call Alaafin to order. It's not the head of Yoruba land. That is number one. The statement made yesterday by Buba Galadima on Channel Television is chiswable. If Buba Galadima has differences with Tinubu, he should approach him. Not speaking yesterday that somebody that is not interested in Nigeria should leave. Who is not interested in Nigeria? Nigeria is an entity, and nothing will divide this country by the special grace of God.
All right.
Buba Galadima should mind his statement.
All right.
Otherwise, that language is treasonable.
All right.
Then I want to appreciate the alumni of Ekiti State, of ESU, that has purchased funds for Bao. Bao has done well. He has done well. He has broken the canon that the benevolent spirit of past governors, Fayemi and Fauci, cannot crack. I appreciate him. God will bless him today.
All right. Thank you so much, comrade. What's your name again?
My name is Comrade Adeboyi from Osoekiti.
All right.
Precisely.
Thank you so much, comrade. And that's enough for reactions this morning, as we're totally out of time. We'll continue the Daily Dose returns tomorrow on Adamimogo 107.7 FM. Ido-Ekiti, same time and same station, like I always say. Till then, my name is Oladoyin Ayegbusi. A special shout out to Adebayo Benze, whose birthday is today. Happy birthday to you, sir. Until then, my name again is Oladoyin Ayegbusi. Good morning.
Top stories, real voices.
Have arrived in Lagos, according to authorities in Nigeria.
Tune in to Adamimogo 107.7 FM for a fresh perspective on news. Adamimogo 107.7 FM, the voice of the light.
Adamimogo, the beat never stops. Play it again. Adamimogo. Ó dùn, ó yàtọ̀, Oyinmomo.
Ojú ti sẹ̀. Adamimogo lè tẹ́tí sí iye. Ọdún ó lárinrin ó ẹ máa gbọ́. Adamimogo lè ń gbọ́ yé. Ọdún ó lárinrin ó ẹ máa gbọ́. 107.7 FM Adamimogo. Ìdó-Èkìtì ṣàlàwà tàgbẹ́dùn o. Orin àsìkò lóríṣiríṣi o. Ọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú eré ìdárayá. Kàkólówó ọjà kájébù bàjẹ́ o. Ìròyìn tí kò lẹ́jà máa kàn nínú tiwọn ní. Kájọ máa gbọ́ rédíò táyé sọ ní. Adamimogo lẹ̀ ń gbọ́ Kọ́lá Mẹ́kẹ́ mú yó. Ọdún ọmọlúkẹ́ ṣe lẹ́kẹ́ máa wọ̀.
Radio station kan bẹ́ẹ̀ níbí. Adamimogo máa ló ń jẹ́ o. Gbogbo iṣẹ́ tí ẹ bá fẹ́. Kò bẹ́ẹ̀ ní communication sí. Ìdẹ́gẹ́tì Malabẹ́ wa. Àfihàn bọ́lá ti dọ́là wa. Nílùú Ìdó-Èkìtì. Adamimogo máa là ń gbọ́ o.
ọ̀pọ̀ igi níbẹ̀ nígbó ká tó figi ọmọ gbẹ́bẹ̀ dù. Adamimogo 107.7 FM Ìdó-Èkìtì ohun ìmọ́lẹ̀ bọ́rọ̀dé ọmọ Olódùmarè lóní ẹ máa gbọ́.